Welcome back to Rebuild Projects. I am on the road coming back from an auction preview because tomorrow is auction day, and it's my favorite kind of auction. We are talking boat auction, boat related things. So in my neck of the woods, we got a really cool ferry system. I'm not sure how many ferries they have in service, but let's just say a couple dozen. So every year they're upgrading them, they're refitting at least one or two, mostly for all of the emergency equipment. Now, when they do that, they'll pull off the lifeboats. So they got big lifeboats, they got medium-sized rigid lifeboats, and then they got a lot of Zodiacs, or a few of those. They take them off, put them out of service, and then they pull them apart. So they'll take the rigging and the electronics off of everything, and they'll sell it separately in this auction. And the most interesting thing for me is the outboards. So this is the auction that we got the 60 horsepower Mercury from last year. And so far that's a sweet little motor. I have my eye on a 90, but I would love to get one of a couple options for 150s that they have that they're selling. If I do win any of these outboards, or even some of the electronics, I need to go back to the shop right now, and that's where we're heading, to make some room for not only anything we win, but the two outboards we have. And then I have a kicker coming that I bought off of Marketface. So all of that has to find a space in the shop. So I got to get back there right now and get serious about organizing.
You're watching Rebuild Projects.
What my plan is, I am going to get rid of this two cross braces and the shelves so that I can put all the outboards and build some sort of brackets for them all to sit on. I'm also thinking of taking some sort of makeshift gantry and a little bit of a winch system so that I can pick which outboards, and hopefully, cross my fingers, we can get a higher powered outboard for the boat at this auction, and they could live right there. But then I can take the cart and then pick it, put it on the cart, work on it over here. So that's the idea. But in order to do that, I need to clear all this out, kind of go through it and figure out, what I can just chuck and get rid of and what I could sell on Marketplace, and that one. So as much as I like to dig right into the boat this morning, I'm going to do this instead, and hopefully by the end of the day, I'll have some space.
I'm as happy as a child on Christmas. I made my wish and it came true. All I want for Christmas is you.
Well, it is auction day, and the auction just finished, and unfortunately, I didn't win that 150, or that 150, or that 150, or that 90. It's crazy how much these end up going for. This isn't my first auction, but outboards are just... The prices aren't quite retail, but they're getting close for an outboard that's 5-10 years old. My Lord. Especially these ones. You think you're in it right to the end, and then as the auction's about to go down, the last 30 seconds, there's a flurry of bids, and and then you're bidded out, and it's just too rich for my blood. That being said, Santa did leave something under the Christmas tree for me. So I did a real cheeky low bid on a lot 271, which is literally a lot of outboards. There's 3 outboards and they're all 60s. I did not kick the tires on those when I went to go look. So I just put a bid in and they were on a pallet and I won. Now, I have no idea what I'm getting into, but I gotta go pick them up. They're paid for, they have to be picked up by the end of today. Hopefully they can fit in the truck, and then we'll get them back here to the shop, and then, yeah, figure out how to get them in. That'll be fun. So, see you when I get back.
Sleigh bells ring, diamonds bling, carols singing, favorite season. Sleigh bells ring, diamonds bling, carols singing, favorite season.
Dancer, Prancer, and Vixen. Comet, Cupid, Donner, and Blitzen. No, I can't forget about the one with the red nose. When I fly high, my sleigh still stay 10 tones. Bring the beat, bring the cheese, put the lights out. 'Tis the season. You know French town, no Japanese. Don't believe this. Y'all need cheese. Sleigh bells ring, diamonds bling, carols singing, favorite season. Sleigh bells ring, diamonds bling, carols singing, favorite season. They said Saint Nick, but you got up in that bag, yeah. I got a racks in my sack, hurt my back, yeah. They said Saint Nick, but you got up in that bag, yeah. I got a racks in my sack, hurt my back, yeah. They said Saint Nick, but you got up in that bag, yeah. I got racks in my sack, hurt my back, yeah. They said Saint Nick, but you got up in that bag. I got racks in my sack, hurt my back.
All of the outboards are in. The new outboards from this year's auction are all sitting over here. We have, 3 new outboards and a little kicker. Cute little kicker, so cute. And then we have last year's auction outboards right here. They've been living on this rolling cart, and now I brought it from the other side of the shop over to here. The intention here is to create some sort of stand bracket that spans underneath this whole rack. Basically, now that the shelving is out, this will be the home of all the outboards. All 5 of them I want to fit over here. I changed the orientation so that they're all lined up and off the ground. And in order to do that, I need to come up with a creative way of being able to pick them, whether I'm working on one and need to put it on its own stand, or whether it's just a matter of, I need to be able to access them and not break my back. So when I'm thinking about that, I've always wanted a gantry inside the shop, but I've never figured there was a good enough reason for it. So I have this really beefy, chunky PSL beam that is, you know, kind of in the center of the shop, and I have the electric hoist that I've had for a long time, and it's been great to pick up outboards and motors and whatever. I picked up the boat at one time, but now it would be even better if I could make it, you know, on a gantry with a trolley attached to it, and that'll allow me to get, you know, things and move them around when I want. That's where this aluminum L channel comes in. So I picked up this 1/4 inch 2x4 by 8 feet long aluminum L channel at my local metal supermarket. It's just the name of a metal store near me. I think they're nationwide. I love them because not only can you buy specific stuff for your needs, but they also have this really cool offcut section. So I was able to get this and some 12-foot lengths. The 12-foot are going to be on the main center beam here, and these 8-foot lengths are going to be on a new beam and 2 posts over here. So we'll have a little mini gantry here and the larger gantry over there, and that'll allow me to pick any of these off their stand and work on them right around here when I need to. That's the goal. We're going to be able to use this cool, you know, portable hoist. I picked it up. It's 110 power and it's 12 volt power. You can switch it. But the really cool thing about it is it's meant to take with you, throw it into your truck. You could hook it onto your bumper, do different things. So that's going to be the hoist for this area here, and that'll slide back and forth. So, you know, less talking, more doing. We'll get into all of the outboards and their condition and where they're sitting once we get them in place over here. But yeah, what have I got myself into? Well, I mean, for you, this just got glossed over, and you know, it's actually 2 days of actual work, but the thought behind it goes back the better part of a year. Even before last year when I started the boat, I wanted to put a gantry in here because I knew it was going to help, you know, lifting outboards and heavy stuff, but I didn't do it. I just got lazy and I put the old hoist in the middle of the shop, and I wish I had done it. In my mind, I always thought I had to go get some steel I-beam and, you know, build everything out of steel and cut into the floor and reinforce it with concrete. And I don't know why, I just had these bigger thoughts. So I even went out and I bought myself a welder, I taught myself how to weld. But right before I was gonna buy the steel and do it all, I just realized, what am I doing? I'm a wood guy. I work with wood and aluminum. I can do that. And frankly, I do a lot of stuff on my own. I know my friends would help me if I asked, but I'm kind of stubborn. Yeah. So, but this is also a reflection of the fact that I am trying to do things smarter instead of harder lately. I don't know if you noticed, but I have a gnarly finger, and that's because a couple weeks ago I basically crushed and broke and cut my finger. It's on the mend, but it is not looking pretty, and it is super tender. But it's a great reminder to work smarter, not harder. And that's what this kind of represents to me right now. And it's perfect timing. I went a little overboard with these outboards, and in order to get them working and to get what I want done with the boat, I next have to move them over to here, build a bracket stand for them to sit on, because like I said, I want to put them back on that in order of, you know, parts motor to running motor, good to bad. And that's going to require getting some use out of these hoists right away. Well, here we go. This is what I came up with for mounting these outboards. Let's call it a stand, a bracket. Basically, plywood. I got 3/4 inch ply with pressure treated wood. So, you know, I think it's going to work. I thought of making it once again out of steel or whatever, but for what I need, the only considerations here are that 5 outboards at just say 300 pounds each, that's 1,500 pounds on this. So I've used some 4x6s on each side to transfer the weight, a 2x8 in the middle. I put some legs on it, which are going to keep that fronted loaded force from kicking, torquing. I'm going to be putting more bracing in the back as I go and install these on the bracket. Now these little spacer lines are where I know that 5 of them will sit 21 inches apart all along here. And yeah, I've brought this out 12 inches from the back just because I was thinking about this hoist, and I do want to work smarter, not harder. The grab point that's built into each of these outboards, the little loop on the top, sits around 13 inches from the start of the bracket. So pretty much where this is sitting right now. And if I had to clamp onto it, there'd be so much swing. I'd have to really force it and drop it down. But right here, there's hardly any swing at all. So it does allow me to lose a little space, but I'm gonna angle the legs a little bit. I think it's gonna be great. I'm gonna put a little shelf because, of course, you know, I need to put more things in more places in here, but I'm going to build a little shelf just to put whatever outboard related stuff underneath. All of the cowlings will live, and oh yeah, the TV's here. So got the TV in here, smart TV for a dumb guy, but that's really nice. That's going to be fun. So I think this is a prime opportunity to give it a lick of paint. Believe it or not, I still have paint left over from the camper build. Even after doing 3 rounds of paint, I have somehow 3 cans of black paint left over. So we're going to paint it all black. It's the time to do it. If I don't do it now, it'll never get done. And then we'll come back in the morning and start mounting all these outboards. We have dry paint, which is a good start for the morning. And we've got the outboards still laying here, no oil spilt, so that's a pretty good start. Now, last night before I went to bed, I had a couple thoughts. First thought is I need to start working on one of these outboards and get them running. And I know from last year's auction we had the 2014 command thruster. They used to call it a Bigfoot. That's the one I want to start on, get it running sweet. So we're going to leave that on the stand, which just gives us a little more room on the new stand. We have 4 more, give a little more space. Now the next thought I had last night was, even though the stand is pretty beefy, it's got the legs which will, you know, support everything, and it's got the feet that will allow it to not kick out from the bottom. I still didn't know about the top here. I was gonna screw 2x4s, but then I thought if I screw 2x4s to the top or anywhere here, it could interfere with future placement of the outboards. So this morning I came up with this idea. I took some 1/4 inch thick, 1.5 inch flat bar aluminum, and I bent the ends to make a bracket, drilled some holes in it, and this will allow me to place these brackets wherever I want in between the outboards. So no matter how many outboards I have here in the future or whatever I decide to do, I can screw them in and then unscrew them and give me more flexibility. So that's what those are all about. So there is going to be a method to this madness that I have here. Who in their right mind has 5 of the same outboards? This guy. But the madness in placing them on here, I will go over as we do it.
so tall, and I've gotten you a present that I put under the tree. Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for you and me. The snow is falling down, and the storm is on its way. But as long as you're around, everything will be okay. 'Cause all I wanna do is spend this holiday with you. Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for me and you. I longed for this moment to have you for myself, in a cabin out in nowhere, just us and no one else. I've decorated everything to be perfect for this week. Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for you and me. Another year went by, but the difference this time is that ever since July, I've been happier than I have ever been. It's safe to say that my love for you is true. Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for me and you. I longed for this moment to have you for myself, in a cabin out in nowhere, just us and no one else. I've decorated everything to be perfect for this week. Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for you and me. Cause all I wanna do is spend this holiday with you. Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for me and you. I longed for this moment to have you for myself, in a cabin out in nowhere, just us and no one else. I've decorated everything to be perfect for this week. Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for you and me.
Thank you for making it this far in the video. It's been a great week. I'm not gonna lie, being able to do these little projects and get organized in here is just, it's just lifting my spirits. Hopefully it's been enjoyable for you to watch. Things like the gantry and the hoists, you know, they're hoisting and they're lifting things and they're doing exactly what I hoped for. Such a great addition. All the outboards on the stand is working out great. And well, the TV's in there so I can, just like you, learn stuff on YouTube, and that's gonna be awesome. Now, over and above that, where are we going? What are we gonna be doing in the new year here? We're gonna be working on the boat. Now the boat, I need to finish the paint and do a little buff, and then we're gonna get the hardware on, fuel, electronics, all that fun stuff. So we're gonna make a real big push to splash. And then we're gonna work on these outboards. So 5 outboards, crazy, I know. I was a little bummed that we didn't get the 150s or the 90 in the beginning, but you know what? I'm looking at it as a super positive, because I am going to get to know 60 Mercury horsepowers so well. It's gonna blow your mind and my mind. I'm gonna, you know, not only learn everything that I can about the motor itself, but I am going to dig deep into how to Frankenstein these together when you have a parts motor and you need one good working motor. Because really the whole goal for all these outboards, or 4 of them, is to get this auction motor, the 2014 command thrust or Bigfoot, purring like a kitten, and to get a sister motor, this command thrust, so it has a good lower unit that'll match this guy here, but the power head is kind of gone on this. So I don't know. We're going to diagnose it and find out exactly what's wrong with it and be able to use the other two motors to, make it a beautiful running working motor. This 40 in the back is a side project. It's going to be for when we splash. I'm going to work on it, in spare time, because I'm just going to get it running really well, and then sell it on to make a few bucks back. Overall, I'm feeling good because we're into all of the outboards all together, about $3,500, which really, when you look at it, is about the same or less than the same vintage command thrust 60 horsepower Merc when you're on the used market. So those are going for anywhere between 35 and $5,000. So I'm feeling good where we're sitting, room to play, room to move. I would have been extended if I picked up that 150. So, it's more work, but the advantages are learning and knowledge and stuff to share with you. Now, to make it a successful experience, I have reached out to my local Mercury technicians at the marina. They've given me some great suggestions. They said, get yourself the right, not the most expensive, but the right tools, diagnostic tools to be able to do kind of what they do. So they've suggested, remote starter switches. They suggested digital compression tester. It's a lot easier to see. Fuel pressure testers, fuel system testers. So got those. They said when you're checking for sparks and stuff, get yourself one of these Stevens spark checkers. Supposedly it makes life a lot easier. We're going to dig into that. And then they said, the difference between us and the regular Joe is that we can look into the brain box. So they said, get yourself minimally a vessel view. This is the Mercury system that you can plug in, check on your phone. So it gives you a cursory kind of look into your outboard's brain. But then really they said, get yourself, if you can afford it, one of these TechMate Pros. Pro is in the title, so it's got to be good, right? But over and above that, it's not quite, the laptop setup that they do, but it'll give me live engine data. I can read and erase faults, which is huge. I can perform tests, all sorts of functional tests, and I can get a deep, view of the engine's history, among other things. So this is, I think, going to be what is going to make me successful in any of these repairs. I'm very thankful that you guys tune back in and are watching. If you are, thank you so much. Please like and subscribe. It really helps me out. And I can't wait to see you guys in the new year. I hope you have very happy holidays. And I'll see you next episode at Rebuild Projects.